Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. How does suddenly there is total acceptance of what Sri Ramakrishna told, and the next question comes. The next question is entirely different. It is connected with his path. Is it right to worship God with form? An image of clay is not his path at all. Now when he says, you go along your path, let the others go. It is not meant for you. Because you don't believe in form, doesn't matter. It's all right. You go in your path. Don't worry about that. Leave that. Immediately understands, oh, I am wasting my time and energy on things which will not yield me anything. I have my path. In my path, what is the first thing I need is dispassion towards the world. Dispassion is Vairagya. How to cultivate Vairagya? Again and again I tell, Vairagya is not running away from things. Vairagya is not a contempt for the world. The Vairagya is not something finding defects or fault in it, but overgrowing them, going beyond its limits. So Vairagya is, I am finding fulfillment and sufficiency. I am saturated with this. I have to go for higher. Now it is like I am going to give up second standard, enter third standard, because I have passed second standard and I have to enter into third standard. This, he is not renouncing the second standard and going to third standard. He is fulfilling the second standard and going to third standard. Like that, one, I am now without, I don't need anything more from this. Second standard classes, he has nothing to learn or to gain. He goes to the higher class of third standard. So, like that, world, oh, I have seen what this world is, what these things can give me. I want to go to a higher level of consciousness. So this understanding is what is making here an important transformation. Now, this is concerned about his path now. How does one cultivate spirit of dispassion? Why don't all attain it? How the soul is turning towards different thing you see altogether in his path. Master, dispassion is not possible unless there is satiate through enjoyment. The satiation must be complete. You can easily cajole a small child with candies or toys, but after eating the candies and finishing its play, it cries, I want to go to my mother. Unless you take the child to its mother, it will throw away a toy and scream at the top of its voice. How his question is dispassion, vairagya. And why all others are not getting, all people are not getting that vairagya, dispassion towards the world. They have not got it satiated with that. It is still they have pending desires, unfulfilled desires, which they have to finish, and these are the forces working within. With those forces, You cannot go in small things. Once some people understand through reasoning, they will see the life of others. Oh, I have seen his life. I have seen his life. Some people learn from others. Look there. A guru says, look there is a danger, don't go. He understands there is a danger. Immediately he is able to visualize the danger he is going to face there. So he doesn't want to go there. So some has to pass through that experience of being deserted, being thrown away, being uncared for, all your desires remaining unfulfilled at the end as it is. So here we see that Sri Ramakrishna is telling satiation is necessary. The members of Brahmo Samaj are opposed to the traditional guru system of orthodox Hinduism. There is that Guru Shishya Parampara. From ancient times, knowledge is given from the guru to the disciple, the teacher to the disciple, the preceptor to the disciple. So this knowledge, flow of knowledge, each subsequent progeny or generation will gain that same knowledge which their predecessors had acquired and preserve it and give it to the subsequent generation. And these people, those who are in Guru Parampara, they continue to be gurus after the elder has passed away. Now, suppose one guru is there, his son will acquire all the knowledge of what his father was doing, how he was teaching, what was he teaching, all that knowledge he gains, and he will continue to be in the place of his father after father passes away. Similarly, disciples, their family, future generation, will be the disciples of the future generation of the Guru. Both parampara follows. Guru Shishya, the next generation will be Guru Shishya, same Guru and the same family of the Shishya continuing. This is the orthodox Hindu system. So these people, Brahmo Samaj, do not accept the traditional form of Guru. Therefore, the Brahmo devotee asked the master about it. Brahmo, is spiritual knowledge possible without a Guru? The question is being raised. Is spiritual knowledge impossible without a Guru? Master, Ch.10 alone is Guru. If a man in the form of a Guru awakens spiritual consciousness in you, then know for certain that it is God the Absolute who has assumed that human form for your sake. The Guru is like a companion who leads you by hand. After the realization of God, one loses the distinction between the Guru and disciple. That creates a very difficult situation. There the Guru and disciple do not see each other. Because spiritual aspirant realizes at the time, footnote it is there, at that time, the oneness of existence and hence does not perceive separate existence from the teacher. Now, the Sri Ramakrishna is telling God alone is Guru. Because people come and go. When they come, why they come, how they live, how they part. There must be eternal source from where the knowledge is constantly flowing. A person may be alone, he may go somewhere, sit alone in a forest somewhere, unknown to the people, and call on God and get the same knowledge. Knowledge is eternal and it is there everywhere. And the moment I tap it, I long for it. Some source will start helping to me to flow into that person. It can be any media. Anything can. The nature and God sees that this what is sought is being supplied. Long, ask, it will be given. Pray, it will be satisfied, fulfilled. So here, his longing, each individual's longing for that. Now I want knowledge. The source is God alone. But God cannot come, not that He cannot come. The source through which He may manifest Himself and give. He can utilize another person to bring that knowledge to that person. He can invoke knowledge in him spontaneously. He can give the message in dream. He can give the message in meditation. Any source. Whatever source the knowledge reaches the disciple, he is Guru. Suppose a person helps in the awakening of spiritual awakening, know him to be. God has manifested in that form. God has manifested in that form. God is appeared in that form. I have a form, in and through this form, the knowledge is flowing like that. Know that for certain that it is God, the Absolute, who has assumed the human form for your sake. The Guru is like companion who leads you by hand. Means every step, the path is very kshurasya dhara, nishita duratyaya. Upanishads say it's like walking on a razor. Path to realization is like walking on a razor. When it's going to cut down, we do not know. With great caution, you have to keep every step and go ahead. So, inside is one of the important things we see in the aspirants. This one, longing is there, protection is there, is following a path told by the Guru. But there are other things which has to overtake also. There are kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. Even if it is in traces, there will be obstruction. They are all enemies within. They are hiding and sitting. And he has to conquer them all by his own efforts and all possible means. He has to struggle to overcome that inner. Then the old tendencies he has developed, liking for something, dislike for something. Some people have great fascination for travel. Some people shrink from traveling. Oh, I am happy at home. I can sit calmly and think of God. Others want to go for pilgrimage, run about. So each has its own tendency, has developed a tendency that will be working. So many factors will be working in the individual. That's why it is Guru has to hold the hand and make him walk. When he is going to slip down is unknown. The Guru is firm, Guru is clear, Guru is perfect. So there is no chance of Guru's falling. But disciples' fall will be anticipated. After the realization of God, one loses the distinction between Guru and disciple. Now, what is to be given he is given. And with that knowledge, he sees oneness everywhere. There is no difference between me and Guru. I am also Chaitanya Swarupa, he is also Chaitanya Swarupa. Shankaracharya says, don't apply that formula with me. Advaitam yatra sarvatra, Advaita. Na kadapi guruna saha. Don't apply Advaita with Guru, because knowledge ceases there. I am equal to Guru, never think. So here, after realization of God, highest realization what he has to attain is Advaitic. There are no two at all. When he sees there are no two, who is Guru, who is Shishya, what is happening? There is one. What can he think of? When I was in Belur Math, Nirvanaji Maharaj was blessed by Brahmanaji Maharaj. During his last days, he served. Nirvanaji served Brahmanaji. He blessed him that he will be Brahmagnani in this life itself, knower of the Brahman. During his old age, extreme old age, I was in training center. Had a great opportunity to meet him many times. So one of the days, he is not taking food at all. From morning, people are sevaks, the General Secretary Maharaj, all these people are coming and requesting him. He just blinks, looks everywhere. No food he is taking. He listens and looks at the food. And whole day passed. Nobody could convince him. What is happening was unknown. They called a doctor. Doctor said, we'll wait for some time. A day doesn't matter if he doesn't take food. Late in the evening, when the conch blew for Aarti, then Swamiji slowly started coming down from that state and asked, where is my food? Give me food, I am hungry. They brought me food. Then they asked, you did not take food? Yes. Who will eat whom? I was seeing one everywhere. Who will eat? When you see one, who will eat whom? Whether rice is going to eat me or me, I am going to eat rice. If there are two, one pervading everything, one existing as many. So, where does the Guru Shishya come into picture? When there is one, there is no more Guru Shishya. One loses the distinction between the Guru and disciple. That creates a very difficult situation. There the Guru and disciple do not see each other. It was for this reason that Janaka and Shukadeva give me first the teacher's fee if you want if you want me to initiate you into the knowledge of Brahman. They used to take the fees first itself, Guru Dakshina, immediately after initiation. Because after realization he will not give. Because there is no Dakshina different from him. There is no Guru different from him. One reality. For the distinction between the teacher and disciple ceases to exist after the disciple attains Brahman. The relationship with them remains as long as the disciple does not see God. The relationship between them remains as long as the disciple has not seen God. Then the difference dissolves. It was dusk. Some of the Brahmo devotees said to the master, "Perhaps it is time for your evening devotions." Master, no, it's not exactly that. One should pass through these disciplines in the beginning. Later on, one does not need the rituals of formal worship or to follow the injunctions. The children are asked to write between two lines, whatever they write, English or local language or anything. Two lines are drawn, A, B, C, D, they have to write within that in a particular way which it is to be written. After learning the language, he need not follow that. Its purpose is over. Fencing is necessary when the plant is small. Afterwards, when it becomes tree, it is not necessary. It can be taken away. So, these people are very particular that their devotions, evening devotions, morning devotions are not hampered or they don't leave. All. Some people came when I was in USA to a particular function. Function means some observance. And we all went for food. So a small group went away. They were sitting somewhere, called for food. They were not replying. They are sitting for meditation. Then one responsible person went and tapped one and told in his ears, all are waiting for food. You have to come there for food. He whispered back in his ears, we have to finish our evening devotions before we take our food. We'll finish and come. Give us 15 minutes time. So we waited for another 15 minutes. 2-3 bhajans we sang and waited for them to come. They are particular. The same can be done after food also, what they are going to do. But without doing these devotions, they cannot take food. Now, because of this, they feel there are others who wants to do the evening worship and all that, sit for meditation. But all these things are necessary in the Sri Ramakrishna is telling not exactly that. One should pass through these disciplines, means not exactly. You may have to do the devotion, evening devotions. Master says, no, it is not exactly that. The thing is, he is ever in communion with God. He is continuing, he is doing. Not exactly that means I am doing, it is happening. You are not able to observe, see what devotions you are doing, I am already there. His eyes are open, he is moving about, but he is there with God, feeling the presence. That's the meaning. One should pass through all the disciplines in the beginning. After dusk, the preacher of the Brahmo Samaj conducted his service from the pulpit. The service was interspersed with recitations from Upanishads and the singing of Brahmo songs. After the service, the master and the preacher conversed. Master, well, it seems to me that both formless deity and God with form are real. What do you say? Preacher, sir, I compare the formless God to electric current. which is not seen with the eyes but can be felt. Master. Yes, both are true. God with form is as real as God without form. Many people, especially in those days of Dvaita, Advaita clashes and all that, people had great doubt regarding this. Can God be, is God Nirguna Nirakara or Saguna Sakara? Is with form and qualities. The other is without form and without qualities. So, which is true? Which is true? That question is to be raised by all. Sri Ramakrishna is clearing. I compare the preacher is telling, I compare formless with the electric current, which is not seen, but the eyes can, but eyes, not seen with the eyes, but can be felt. Now, feeling also is through one of the senses, sense of touch. Now, the whole thing is, he is telling about the Nirguna Nirakara. It can be felt. I compare. And he is not talking anything about the Saguna Sakara. Sri Ramakrishna is asking him, well, it seems to me both formless deity and God with form are real. What do you say? He says about the formless. He doesn't say anything with form. Then Sri Ramakrishna is continuing. Yes, both are true. God with form is as real as God without form. Nirguna Nirakara, Saguna Sakara. Do you know what describing God as being formless is like? Only is like? Yes, both are true. God with form is as real as God without form. Do you know what describing God as being formless only is like? God being formless only is like. Means it is the gap has to be fulfilled. It is like a man playing only monotone on his flute, though he has 7 holes. But on the same instrument, another man plays different melodies. Likewise, in how many ways the believers in a personal God enjoy Him? They enjoy Him through many different attitudes. The serene attitude, the attitude of a servant, a friend, a mother, a husband, or a lover. So that is the Sri Ramakrishna is telling. You know how will you explain the Nirguna Nirakara? It is like taking a flute and playing one note constantly. Boom. This is Advaita. There is no Dvaita. There is no. And playing flute with all the 7 holes, with varieties of ways of singing, as if this is, because he is using many multiple, it is one tone. This is multiple tones, can be arranged in so many ways to form various ragas, which creates various moods. So here Sri Ramakrishna is explaining that clearly in how enjoyable it becomes when the same one tone has become many tones. God with varieties of form. Like suppose you go to the forest also, many times we see one variety of plants or trees there. And some forests have varieties of trees, varieties of fruits, varieties of flowers. gardens, varieties of flowers, flower garden. One pattern also. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.